here.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the 3 slot. Here's Teague following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. 4 on the clock. Teague can't hit. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again. And changed countless others with his effort.
And Bazemore kicks to Teague. To the middle. Here's Horford. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Horford's got his first points of the game.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Here's Teague after Paul Pierce's score. Korver kicks to Millsap. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. He isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Splitter is checked in.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful jam.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Now, here's Schroeder looking for his first basket still in this one. To the left side wing. Pass to Millsap. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's now only a 1-point Clipper lead.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers. Since halftime, they've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
Scotty's checked in for Atlanta. Here's Schroeder. 1:46 left to play in the third.
And Dennis Schroeder out of Germany. His teammates give him a hard time about putting mayonnaise on everything. He eats a turkey burger with mayo before every game. And let me tell you, no need to change because he's settling in just fine.
And Schroeder, who's out of Germany, a pretty wealthy country, but he had a pretty hard scrabble upbringing.
Yeah, you know, he had some brushes with authority early on in his life. He's still relatively young, so in the past, I think he's in a really ideal situation in Atlanta right now.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Clippers able to drain the three.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Violation. Hawks ball.
1:09 left to play in the third. He feeds it to Splitter. And the layup falls.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Schroeder passes to Splitter. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
3-on-3. Out to Hardaway. For the lead. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Aldridge has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Crawford, no one around him. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. Here's Schroeder. Here's Splitter. Misses there. And we've reached the end of the third. The Clippers on top. They lead by 5. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Clippers leading by 5. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Austin Rivers is out there with Crawford. Then it's Green. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Mbah a Moute in the 4-man position. Lets it fly from 18. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
You look back last year, and the Hawks were incredible at home last season. Not a bad way to help unveil that beautiful statue of Dominique Wilkins in front of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, and so much went right for the Hawks. And adding that statue up neat was the cherry on top. Very classy move from that organization.
And, you know, for the Hawks last season, they ended with a 35-6 record at home, and that was the best in the East and the 2nd best in the NBA.
The drive by Green, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we probably have a 45-minute delay here. He shattered the backboard.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those, this lead will start shrinking even further. And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And for the Hawks, it was a good year to get the city. No, take that. It was a great year to get the city talking about basketball again. And Atlanta hasn't always rallied behind this team, but boy, did they show up more than usual last season.
Los Angeles calls timeout. You just watched Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer. Clark, he's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out as the game is slowing down for him.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
And Teague's also athletic. You know, sometimes you forget that. I mean, this guy's got the tools also to be a terrific defender. And I still think he's developing consistency at that end of the floor.
Now here's Paul. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And slam dunk by Jordan.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But guys, the pass for me, even better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
Reddick with the three. The Hawks trail by 5. Fast break, the Hawks. They get a hand on it.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second. That's all it took.
Now here's Paul. The three-pointer off the mark.
And speaking of Jeff Teague's defense, I mean, his rebounding, I think, could also be a little higher. I mean, with his bounce, he can get in there and grab a few more.
Paul outside. .135 left in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
And Bazemore kicks to T. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. He dishes it to Horford. To the middle. Here's Millsap. And that one is hammered home.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Now here's Paul. It's Pierce on the wing. He kicks to Griffin. The three. The shot by Pierce will not go. Atlanta with the ball. They trail by 3. The dish to Millsap. Goes up the baseline. Again, Millsap missing.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Paul. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And Griffin slams it in.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over. And this one is in that category.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for T. Here's Schroeder. Connects. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
As clutch a shot as I have ever seen.
In a word, gutsy.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game. Good job there. Now, with this lead, they need to make them use as much clock as possible and avoid fouling.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're behind by 4. There's 14 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Off the inbound pass. Reddick with the rebound. And so they foul intentionally. It's the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 6-point ball game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Millsap kicks it over to Schroeder. And it's blocked by Jordan. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Here's Schroeder. It's good.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand